Now guys, Engineers Week will be running across Ireland later this month, and they'll be exploring everything from buildings to robots, food, technology, and even outer space.
And today we are looking at one really amazing part of engineering that's completely changing the world: 3D printing.
And in to tell us a little bit more, we have Roseanne O'Leary and Ben Cranks. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thanks for coming in. So, Roseanne, 3D printing, what is it exactly?
3D printing, it's an amazing new technology. It takes digital files and it prints them into physical objects. The 3D printer, you can use 3D technology from the internet, or you can design it yourself. Really, anything is possible once you use your imagination.
It's really hard to wrap your head around, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Ben, am I right in saying that there's the kind of two stages to the process? There's the design of the printed object and then the actual printing itself.
Absolutely, there's sort of two halves. One half makes the physical digital, and the other half makes the digital physical. So we have the Sprout here today that is going to scan in our dinosaur friend and allow us to turn into a digital object which we can then print more of. A classic example is animators might design a character in Play-Doh, scan it in, and then animate it in the digital realm, and then reprint it again as more objects.
Okay.
Unbelievable. So we have it here in studio. Wow,
Yes.
it's pretty exciting. So there's two parts to it, but how does it work exactly? Like, what is being printed, if you know what I mean?
Well, what it does is, when you're printing, you print it out essentially as a layer cake. So you print out the bottom layer, then the next layer, the next layer, the next layer, and you slowly build it up until you have a complete object. So you can print things inside things which you can't actually physically manufacture. So it gives you a huge range of possibility you just can't do normally.
So as we're scanning this model dinosaur in right here, am I right in saying that it's being scanned from a few different angles?
Absolutely. It rotates it through 6 different angles, so it can take pictures of each side. On the top here we have a series of cameras, and the projector pushes down a series of lines. And then afterwards it combines the pictures of the lines, combines with the actual photos of the device, and it can work out the 3D shape of it. It's a lot of maths and it goes very, very quick. So it's really good for producing really complex shapes like this and getting them into the system quickly.
It seems so futuristic to me. I'm still trying to get my head wrapped around it. But now that we're kind of getting more familiar with how it works, it's kind of changing the world in many ways, isn't it, Roseanne?
That's right, it's really changing the world, especially in the field of medicine. Engineers are now printing human hearts, kidneys, skin. It's mind-blowing stuff. Engineers, instead of using ink in the printers, they're now using human cells and tissues.
What?
In America,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, there was a 5-year-old girl who needed a new heart. So the engineer printed a heart for her using the 3D printer, and the surgeon was able to practice his operation on the 3D heart before actually completing the surgery, and then the surgery was a huge success.
That is unbelievable. And Ben, there's a very famous dog in Mexico as well, if you want to tell us a little bit about that.
Because one of the key advantages, because we're printing it straight from scratch, we can make it perfectly fit you. So Romania's dog suffered a terrible accident, lost a limb, and had tried a prosthetic and wasn't comfortable with it, wasn't able to run around and be the dog he always was. So by printing out a custom 3D printed prosthesis, it fit perfectly, and the dog now happily runs around as if he hadn't lost a limb at all. It's really excellent.
What's it? Romania? Is that the dog's name?
I think that's the dog's name. yeah.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Wow, that's unbelievable. So that obviously that industry has been completely revolutionised.
And another very interesting use for 3D printing has been animal conservation. Is that right?
Absolutely. What they're doing now in some parts of Africa is they're taking the rhino horn and replacing it with a 3D printed horn. So the animal itself doesn't know it's lacking the horn, and there's less risk of any endangerment to the animal from it. They're also painting them in bright, vivid colours because it makes it easier to find the rhino, and it also highlights to anyone who might want to harm the animal that this is a fake horn, so there's no point.
Fantastic.
Whoa. So what other aspects of the world has been changed as a result of 3D
Well,
printing?
we can print out entire cars now in plastic to save weight and get better results, and we can print out even entire houses, because with 3D printing the ink can be concrete, it can be steel, it can be metal, it can be whatever we need it to be.
An entire house.
An entire house.
What?
I can't get my... And like cars and everything are going to be built around it.
Entire cars, we can do body shells, parts, and if I have an old car where they don't make the parts anymore, I can now just print a new one for myself.
So do you think that, like, this will be kind of far off in the distance, but 3D printing, is it going to take over kind of the industry of everything as we know it?
It's a huge revolution in manufacturing, and it's going to be a
manufacturing.
major factor going forward in how we make things more efficiently, because you won't have as much waste, because if you stamp something out, you have to cut off bits.
Of course,
Now we don't have to do that because we can just use as much metal as we need. So
And
it's more
exactly
environmentally
what
friendly.
we want. And what about food?
Absolutely. People have been making monumental cakes and bizarre chocolates and doing all sorts of shapes you couldn't do, like chocolates within chocolates and things like that, because just like in manufacturing, because we're printing it down layer by layer, we can do all sorts of strange things.
So sorry, just to be clear, you can literally put almost anything into a 3D printer and just make something else.
Pretty much.
So really, your imagination is the limit in a way. That's fantastic.
It's even helping the environment. And the coral reef is badly damaged, and an engineering company there have used cement to print off pieces of the coral reef that they can use to restore the seabed.
So this is a fascinating aspect of engineering, and kind of means that engineering is changing the world as a whole.
Yeah. Engineering is all around us. It's everywhere. Engineers are designing really cool things. They work in really exciting places. Engineering is roads, it's bridges, it's the 3D printer, it's the phone in your hand. It's really all around us. And Engineers Week is coming up now from the 28th of February to the 5th of March. Engineersweek.ie is the website, so make sure you log on to the website. There's something there for everyone. It's taking place nationwide, so log on and check out the website.
Wow. And guys, what do you think holds for the future of 3D printing?
Honestly, I can't wait to find out, because I don't have the imagination to tell. Every time I look at it, there's something new being done.
Guys, thank you so much. My mind is absolutely blown.
Yes, Ben Ramazan, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.